Good morning. It is Thursday, February 10th, I think. And today we are going to continue working on the sawmill assembly, putting it together. We're still waiting for a beam. I'm hoping that the beam will show up soon. It's a foggy day. Fog is settling in, but I think it's going to clear off and going to be a nice day, sunny day again here in Oregon. Just pretty common for February to have a couple weeks of fairly decent weather, so we're happy about that. So, ready to go? Let's go. One thing that we found helpful was taking the little measuring stick here and measuring each one of these bolts packages. So these are 120 by 15. So and then we mark it, mark the package so that we don't have to go measuring them again while we're searching for bolts. I did find the spacer. I think this is the spacer that goes on the log scale connector. So I'll measure that and see if that's the right one. Yeah, it shows that it's a 5mm spacer. It goes in here. And here's the little spacer I found, and look at that, it looks like it's about 5mm. So I think that's the right one. I'll go put it on. Okay, so I went ahead and went through all these boxes and marked them all as to what they are. I guess I gotta mark those and mark those. So there's the left-hand cable. Goes up over that pulley, down over that one, and then over and around the upper pulley over there. Upper pulley here, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see this or not. There we go. Around that pulley, and then it goes into those eyelets down there. Not sure if you can see that. And then the right side, up over that one. And there's where I put that spacer in just earlier today. Down around the lower pulley. Around the lower pulley over there. And again into the bracket back here. Okay, we got our new beam. Looks nice and straight. So we have the new beam, and they actually even put my name on it, which was really nice of them to do. Oh, there's that cat again. So we use the laser here to measure and see how level we are. 39 and a half? 29 and a half, and this is 29 and a quarter. Still very foggy out. It'll clear off though. Okay, so we have that first rail lifted up on blocks. Oh my goodness. Cat fight again. So these are the standard ones here. First two are standard ones, and then this is the extension. And so the center rail, the one with the 4 holes, which is that one over there, needs to come over here. Now that's going to be sort of a challenge. Let's see how we're going to do that. This is the extension bung, so the extension is from here on down. So it says go ahead and tighten these up snug, but not really tight, so that we can adjust them later. Okay, so now we're going to do mid and end bunks. M10 by 25 millimeter flange bolts and nuts. Ensured bunks are orientated so the log support sleeves are all on the same side. Okay. Lots and lots of bolts. Lots of bolts to tighten up. But it says don't snug, just don't tighten them up too much, just snug. Next step is leveling feet. So we've got to put these together and put them in there. And then we can take our blocks out. Okay, so we've got the bases on these leveling feet. Now we have to put the second nut on to show where the how high off the beams this thing's going to set. So we decided on 2 inches. We want to have this rail, metal rail, 2 inches above the beam, and hopefully that's not a mistake. And so I made this little guide here that's about 3 inches long, and if we turn this down, turn it down just about like there. And then that'll give us 2 inches off the beam. Like I said, you get 25 cents an hour for doing this. Okay, so we have all those feet put in there. And what you do is you stick the foot up. Let's see, actually, you can see it here better. Stick the foot up into there so it's raised 2 inches above the beam, and then put another nut on top and put it down and leave a gap for future leveling on that top nut. Now we're going to go ahead and set this thing down on the beam. Okay, so we've gone and set it down, and I went through and we checked the laser level, and we're pretty much even all the way along, pretty much level. What's nice is that these leveling feet will make it really easy for making some fine adjustments at the end. Okay, so we've got the feet on. We've leveled it so it's within a 1/16 of an inch from one end to the other. It's all 37 inches across from outside to outside, from rail to rail. And each foot is down tight so that the whole thing is just level all the way along. What else? Oh, we did square it up. It's really hard getting a square on this thing, because there's no way to measure off this corner to the other corner, because the bunks are in the way. So I don't know how in the world you're supposed to measure that. So I don't know if you can see that, but we measured from this point on this side to that point on the other corner, and we were within about a 1/4 inch. That's as close as I wanted to get it. So the thing is pretty square. We took this square here and squared up all the bunks, and they're not absolutely perfect, but they're pretty close. And right now we're just going ahead and screwing those feet down to the beams as much as we can, so that we can make sure the thing doesn't shift on the beams. So it said make sure the end bunks are square, and that's pretty square. So there we go. I think we're about ready to start sawing some logs. Oh, and then the other thing we did is we took the level, or the laser level, and put it on the vertical laser line, and we ran it down this rail here. Oh, there we go, that's better. So we ran it down that line so that we were pretty confident that that's nice and straight. I don't know what it looks like there, but we ran the laser level down there, and so hopefully it's still nice and straight. Here's one of the first logs that we want to mill. We will probably have to cut this thing down because it's going to be heavy, heavy, heavy. It's white oak, so that thing there weighs a lot. I'm not sure the measurements, so we may have to take the Alaskan mill and cut that thing down some. So there's some more logs that we are going to mill. I'm not sure if there's much value there, but we may get some strapping out of that. There's some of our chips. Good for the garden. Elsie came down to visit. Huh. Didn't you, Elsie? Yeah. Elsie needs a little exercise. She went on a walk today. Okay, so the next thing here was these carriage stops that go on the end. Next job is the log clamps. So since we have an extension, we'll have 3 of these instead of just 2. Okay, so we put the log clamps on. One here for the extension, and 2 for the main part. Now the thing I don't quite understand is the pictures show the log clamp in there like this with the T-bolt on the left. But then there's a picture in here. A picture in here that says that it should tilt toward the log when clamping. And it gives this description here that you rotate that T-bolt to the right side instead of the left side. So I'm not quite sure I understand this. So I'll need some explanation on that. So I think we are pretty much done with putting this thing together. The only thing is we ran out of M10 by 25 bolt, flange head bolt to go in for the plumbing of the log stop. So we are missing a couple of bolts. How many? 2. We're missing 4. We have the nuts, which is sort of strange, but we don't have the bolts. They're probably around here somewhere. But we have the log clamps in. Pretty much all the bolts are tightened way down. It's level. We'll check the level again tomorrow just to make sure we're within a 1/16 or so from end to end. Looks like then tomorrow we can probably back that sawmill head carriage deal in here and see if we can't get it put on here. It is going to be a little bit of a challenge because we'll probably have to roll it on, probably have to put some plywood down on top of these bunks and roll it out there and then turn it and then get it set down on the rails. I don't know, we'll see. There are joists up here that we could probably put a come-along on. So I'm not sure. Well, thanks for coming along with us on this journey to install a Woodland Mills sawmill in our lower shop. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Oh wow, look at that mess out there. My wife's not going to be happy. But we're going to get it cleaned up. Subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and follow us on our journey installing the Woodland Mills sawmill.